Salutations everyone, and welcome to What Mattered, the show where I tell you what mattered in the news this week. Hong Kong has officially announced they're changing the name of Pikachu to the much better, more evolved form, Kirby-Chu. Just ahead of E3, Nintendo has given us some further details about Pokemon Sun and Moon, including QR code scanning abilities. Rotom is now a Pokedex, as well as info on the box art legendary Pokemon. The Pokemon Sun cover art star is named Solgaleo. He is a Psychic/Steel type Pokemon. He has the Full Metal Body ability, which prevents his stats from being lowered, and has a brand new attack, Sun Steel Strike. The Pokemon Moon Legendary is named Lunala and is a Psychic/Ghost type with the Shadow Shield ability, which gives it a higher defense against Pokemon with full HP, so you'll take less damage from those full HP Pokemon, and has a new attack called the Moongeist Beam. That and more was shown in the new trailer, which also gives us more information about your professor and his assistants that the internet is quite happy with, and the areas of the map in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ubisoft's smash hit Tom Clancy's The Division is getting a movie adaptation with Jake Gyllenhaal on to star as well as produce in the film. It doesn't have a writer, they're looking for a script, but I didn't know that they were looking for The Division to become a movie. It's not one of the first games that comes to mind, and this is, I think, the earliest we've heard of not only rumors, but actual concrete details about a movie turning to a video game in this close of a gap, because it just came out a few months ago, and has, of course, been plagued with, issues, but has had a lot of users. It's a very fun game. I have, 4.5 days into the game, and while it has had its problems, it's a very fun game and a very big game that isn't really focused on its story. Now, this can be, a bit of a good and bad thing. It's not going to have that installed fan base that is going to, we want to see this story translated to the big screen. They aren't going to have that push like other bigger franchises have had that have, more story-driven narratives. But this kind of gives them an open, free range to do what they want, because all they have to do is basically take the basic concept that on a Black Friday, or maybe a different holiday, maybe it's election day and Trump becomes president, I don't know, that this virus starts spreading and wipes out a bunch of people, and we have all these sleeper cell agents being activated called the Division to get to the bottom of it and, restore order. So that's a very, basic structure that they can just do what they want with. They're not going to disappoint video game fans if they don't, cover this mission or this character, because no one really cared all that much about the story, but that story wasn't, super integral with how you experience the game. It's just a framework of, how we got to play things, and was perfect for the game that it's attached to, just not a big narrative that many people have been clamoring for a more cinematic production. But hey, this could be a nice way to go. Of course, Jake Gyllenhaal was part of another video game adaptation, Prince of Persia, that people called out for whitewashing, and was really not a bad movie. It was just kind of forgettable. I couldn't tell you anything about the film except I thought it was okay. Jake Gyllenhaal was the main character, and Ben Kingsley ended up being a bad guy, big surprise. And that's really all that I remember, but it wasn't bad. And I like Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor in a lot of films, especially ones that he's done recently. And this one could be good because it has a formula for success if it can just get a good script, and that's what they're looking for. And speaking of The Division had a new update that came out this week, which was supposed to address some issues. It was a hotfix that didn't do what they wanted it to do, and have been and now because of this are holding off at adding additional things. We do have a new raid and new things in the Dark Zone, as well as high value targets and all this other really cool stuff to a very fun game that's just been plagued with bugs and hackers and all kinds of things that isn't necessarily at the fault of the programmers or Ubisoft, but it did, have a huge drop off in the player base. I think, because of this, and maybe they didn't plan out, the DLC season as well as they should have. But there's a lot of, problems that they could not have foreseen happening. They still are adding free amazing updates to this game before the paid DLC starts to roll out, and that has been good. But with these updates, it introduces new bugs as well as bringing back old bugs while they're trying to fix existing bugs. So it's just it's a very, very troublesome thing for them, I'm sure. We do have Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Wildlands, which I'm sure we're going to see at E3. That's going to be, I think, going after this same consumer base. But The Division is a solid game, great gun gameplay, open world, PvP element. Wasn't tackled perfectly, but still ambitious and is still pretty fun. And it's troublesome when you can't play your dailies, or it's the same dailies in a row and all these bugs keep happening. And of course you have idiots who are cheating and using script kiddie nonsense to hack the game and make it fun for nobody else. And that is unfortunately not the formula for success. And The Division and Ubisoft are kind of paying the price for this unlikely and troublesome situation. Speaking of cheaters, Blizzard said before Overwatch came out that they would ban cheaters on the first offense, and they have followed through, with thousands of players being permabanned on a first offense. A lot of people were using, Overwatch hacking software, and even if they buy a new game, or they change IP address, or software, or a login account, or get a VPN, they're still getting banned, and that is such a great thing. Certain games, it's easier to find cheaters than others. Of course, if you're using certain types of well-known software and things specifically designed to cheat in that specific game, they are easier to detect, and as a player, it's easy to see if you're getting aimbotted or not. So it's really, really cool that they're getting the cheaters hard, especially on PC, where it's such a huge, humongously more bigger issue because they have more tools at their disposal. We've also heard incidents on console people, and they're getting banned as well on the PS4 and the Xbox One. And bam, one strike, you're gone. And you're gone for good, it sounds like. And that's really, really nice, because we very, very rarely see hackers and cheaters and script kiddies actually get what's coming to them. And the fact that it's a one strike, you're out process, I think, is absolutely perfect. It takes the toxicity out of this environment as quickly and as perfectly as possible, and makes it better for us players who don't want to cheat at a video game, which only makes it, a negative experience for others on purpose. So good on Blizzard for that. Your free PlayStation Plus games for June go as follows. On the PlayStation 3, you'll be getting Echo Chrome and Siren Blood Curse for free. On the Vita, you get God of War Chains of Olympus and Little Deviants for free. And for PlayStation 4 owners, in celebration of the NBA Finals, you can get NBA 2K16 for free, much like they did last year for 2K15, as well as the award-winning game Gone Home for freeze. In other Ubisoft news, we know that Watch Dogs 2 is going to be a thing, and it has been officially leaked via some promotional gear that Ubisoft sent to somebody. That's, yeah, absolutely. It's Watch Dogs 2. That's the title. It's confirmed. It's totally coming out. And we know it's going to be coming out in less than a year. They say before April of next year, Watch Dogs 2 is going to come out. Of course, we will get some more, trailer and, confirmation as the months go on. But Watch Dogs 2 wasn't really much of a secret, but it has been outed and it is confirmed to be coming out, and relatively soon. Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot, outside of trying to deal with the Vivendi takeover and, getting more of their great games into movies with a lot of creative control, has said that Watch Dogs will have a different tone than the last game, and with the upcoming E3 in a couple of weeks, I assume we're definitely going to be hearing something about Watch Dogs 2. Anywho, that is what mattered this week. If you would like to know what matters in the future, you can hit the subscribe button. One of these videos comes out every single Saturday. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.